Hey guys, this is a weapon set called Master Chief versus Brute Warriors. I'll be giving my honest opinions about it. You should grab this if you want some pretty good painted weapons like this typical AR that has a new feature, a new mold for the pistol, 2 frag grenades, an OG energy sword, which I didn't expect they'd bring in a new pack, gravity hammer, 2 spike grenades, and 2 new banished weapons that would be added in Halo Infinite. I'll get to those after the 2 figures right here. Is yet another Master Chief, but this is my favorite so far that I have, and I have a couple of them, but this one seems to be a mix of these 2 armor sets, the body for the right and the helmet for the left, and there's some pretty decent paints right there. You can see the helmet has gray parts, the chest piece has some black, and he's got his number 117. There's some scratch marks on the chest just to give it a little battle worn effect, and right there you can see the hip is actually green, which in other characters it's usually black or gray, but for this they went green, which I'm all for, actually. Something I don't see, but I like it. This, even though it's not painted too much, I still prefer it over this one. This one is just saturated too much. This Halo Infinite armor looks to be really good. I can tell they're going back to the roots. This Brute Warrior is a banished brute, which we might see in Halo Infinite depending on how reliable Mega Construx is with what they're doing. This is something I've never really seen. It's kind of like a battle skirt. It looks more cooler than it sounds. And usually with the figures, the banished, they get spiky and beefy arms, like just shoulder pads, most light. But here they went with more skinnier design. They have some paints right there, 6 dots on both of them, both shoulder pads. Something I haven't really seen. These shoulder pads remind me of the Helios Grill shoulder pads. It's the same mold, but they used it for the banished, which is a pretty good use of resources. It's kind of a combination of new molds and old ones. The helmet and the legs are from the older brutes. They just painted the helmet more, which it really did need. The helmet looks really nice. The middle piece seems new. I don't see it on other banished, so I like it. The skin tone though, it's too bright. I prefer this brute just for the more brown, darker fur. This one just doesn't seem believable, and I still really don't like how those laces are the same color as the skin. At least change it to brown. Even this one, I don't like those laces on the back. I do like how the metal's gray and red. Here's the back of the new mold. Some really good design. Less paint application in the back though, compared to the front. And here's something also new. The arms, they have like a spike on the bottom part that they painted, which usually they just keep it gray or whatever color that piece is. But this, they decided to have it red, which is a nice touch. I really do like how they're giving more design for each armor piece than they usually would with just a plain color. Here are the Unicy weapons. 2 frags, which are pretty generic. I think they're all just the same color, really. So there's that. This pistol, though, it's first time I've seen this mold. Pretty sure it's new. It looks like the gunfighter pistol from Warzone. Compared to the last pistol, it's more small and more believable trigger spot. I like it. The top seems a little small, especially compared to the big part. This AR has 3 different colors, which I really like. They should do this more. The top piece is new though. This is actually, you can remove this. This is also a new mold. This is how it looks like when you take off the top piece. I wouldn't really recommend putting that top piece on the other older ones because it just seems bigger. This looks like a kind of mix between these two. So if you want to put a scope on this, you can. This is basically an add-on you can have, and this tiny piece is so easy to lose. I'm scared of losing this thing. But I do like the weapon. And the back piece, more of like a clip, is pretty different actually. In case you guys like the OG energy swords better, here's one in this set. I personally prefer the newer ones, especially with all the electricity that they add in the painted ones, but this one's okay too. These are just gunmetal gray spike grenades, nothing special about them. And the gravity hammer, it's two different paints right there. You see a gray and a more shiny here on the blade and the tip of it. These weapons though, I tried looking for a name, but I guess they're not trying to spoil it really for Halo Infinite. Checked on the back of it, they just call them pistol and rifle, so I guess they don't have a name yet until the game comes out. This looks like maybe a charge rifle that the Banished use. You can see how there's a bayonet at the bottom of it, which is the Brute's specialty. They love their blades on their guns. This, it looks like a pistol, pretty much, with more blades at the bottom, which actually has good paint right there. They didn't have to do that, but appreciate it. Looks really good. The bottom of that barrel right there that spins, some yellow parts right there. These two weapons look interesting. It's going to be kind of hard to use these if you play with them. Can't really think of what they can do. All we can do is wait, but you can make it up. And that's the armor pack of Master Chief versus Brute Warrior. Besides just the color of the Brute that I have to complain about, another problem is he can't really hold their own weapon. Like the Banished Brutes have these spikes on their arms which prevent them from really carrying it in a good way. So he doesn't look like he's aiming down sights the way Master Chief does. It looks more realistic, like he's actually aiming his gun, which I like. But these, not really, which is not really their fault. It's just kind of hard to replicate the way the game works onto little figures. They did a good job. It's just something to know if you want to go for realism, which I doubt. But this is a good set. I like it. I don't really buy sets unless I like them, so I'm not going to buy every single set and review them, but some nice Banished for you. Some Infinite hype, if they are going to get added, because they said they might. Not to take these sets seriously, but I like them. This is a good buy. Around $12. If you're wondering, his helmet looks really good with the Brute mech. Kind of different shade of gray compared to the mech, but still good. So here's Chief again, doing Chief things with other Spartan 2s or 3s. I still think I'm gonna just make this one my Master Chief. The other guys can just be like regular Spartans. And I say he's my favorite, but of course, I mean, can't really compete with my gold boy here, but still pretty good. Just going around riding on a warthog, destroying hopes and dreams. What they usually like to do. So this obviously is not part of the set, but I just wanted to hear it for a good pose. Thank you guys for watching my first video. Even though that's a computer back there, don't expect me to edit this because that's not mine. I'll just see how well this turns out with a couple of iMovie edits. I know I'm late in the game, especially for this kind of stuff, because people have been doing this for years and years, and I don't have nearly as many sets as them, but I just wanted to release this, give my take on it, in case you guys wanted to see that set I reviewed already, but just letting you guys know it's not my first set, so it's kind of seeing it a little bit in the video. But if you guys actually like this, I can make more depending if I buy the sets. I'm planning to buy the sets. They're really good. I really like the new Warhog, if you guys have been looking into it on Amazon and stuff like that. Also, the Banished Skiff, I'm really planning to buy it. So if you guys want to see videos on those whenever they come out, leave a like so I can know if you guys actually enjoy these, because I might not be at the top, so you guys might not even get to see this video. If you guys actually decide to subscribe just to keep up with stuff, I don't think I'm gonna post that often, but somehow I already have 2 subscribers, even though I haven't made a video yet, which is still funny to think about, because they just subscribed for what, maybe a funny comment I left. I don't know. I'm not really sure if it takes YouTube seriously, but not too serious, but serious enough to change my banner. I don't know how to change that. I do not honestly care enough, even though it's outdated and maybe a little cringe.